All right, as I wait for a belt, I just can't go to the parts store and go get a belt. You got a specialty belt we got to order, and, well, we're going to get that in before I can drill the holes and finish the bracket up. But you can kind of see how I got the bracket going. It's going to be a stainless steel plate here. That is the stock motor mount location, and that bolt right there also has enough support behind it, and it'll be just fine for supporting this bracket. But I'll get this bracket all finished up, and we'll get back to that. But here nor there, I was asked a question about welding gases and what's the differences. Well, instead of, explaining it like so many other videos do, why not show you? And literally, I'm going to show you. We got some mixed gas, Blue Shield, srargon. It went by several different names, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty old school, so srargon it was back in the day at one point in time. Either way, 75% argon, 25% CO2. Going to be running that, as well as we'll be running the CO2. So going to be running full CO2, one of my favorites because it's cheap and it does burn clean depending on what kind of wire you're running. So figure out which one works best for you and your machine. But we'll also throw in, well, argon. Now we're going to be running that on a 8-inch thick mild steel plate. I prepped the surfaces out, all the welding surfaces anyway. The bottoms are not because, well, like I said, it's the welding surfaces that are prepped. I labeled it with a whiteout pen, so that way during the welding process, the heat's not going to make it disappear on me or anything and become some disappearing ink trick. CO2 one there also. Here nor there, the machine settings, not going to change them at all whatsoever. Going to leave those how they are. Running an 035 hardwire. And, well, let's go ahead and get started. Regulator set at about 18 psi, and go ahead and turn this on. It'll be a one take because I don't want to cut no more pieces or prep them out. So enjoy. That's what it looks like with some CO2. Man, I could have done better. Gosh darn. The profile though. Man, I could have done a little better on that, huh? Anyway, well, that's the CO2, and I'm gonna get these bottles switched out. We're gonna go with the mixed gas next, so stay tuned. Okay, so now with the mixed gas, 75% argon, 25% CO2 hooked up. The fitting is a different fitting, so I just want to throw this into the video for you. That is your typical style fitting for your CO2 tank, and it's normally what I run on that unit right there. But for this video, I actually swapped out the regulator, and this is what I carry. Good piece to have on hand for if you are one of those people that do like to run just mixed gas only, or argon in your unit. But occasionally you're going to have to run CO2. Now, I'm not a fan of extra fittings and things like that, but it is definitely cheaper than buying a whole another regulator, because the regulator for the argon and your mixed gas, your fittings look like this right here going into the bottle, and well, they look like that going into the bottle rather, but this is your male fitting there. You can see it threads right on and adapts it to your what would look like your CO2 tank. There you go. So normally, like I said, I don't like this extra piece here. I'd rather just have that fitting right here if I was going to be adapting it to it. But it is what it is for the video purposes, and I just wanted to make sure you all know about this little fitting right here if you're those home users and things like that that want to run different fittings. And well, you got one of these. So let's get to welding, shall we? Show you it's still hooked up, and get to welding. Man, I just need practice. You know that? I just need practice. Like I said, I didn't switch that setting or anything. Check out the profile. Wow, look at that. I'm awful. Man. Well, just getting old, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch out the bottles. And I know what Argon's going to do, but do you? Let's find out. All right, it's cooled down now. So definitely cool. And you can see Argon is hooked up, CO2 is capped, and the mixed gas is capped. So I wanted it cool because, well, I want it fair. I started out cool, and well, we're going to start out cool. Again, wire speed settings have not been messed with, nor have the pressure. This is going to be a fun one. My pretty weld jet boy. Woo-wee! Look at that thing. So you can see what it does, and once this gets cooled down, I'll get some better shots of this. I'll even hit it with a wire brush, and check out the profile on this thing. Golly, look at that. I wish I had a better lens that actually recorded the puddle footage. If you could see what was going on, it is absolutely amazing. I mean, maybe that's something I might have to invest in, is in one of those cameras. So, golly, I know they're expensive, but man, I tell you what, if you could see what I see through my lens, it's something. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'm going to do something else, but all right, so all the bottles are, I've never done this before, so I figured why not, but all the bottles are disconnected, and I plumbed in my, what I typically run for a purging line, and my TIG set up, plumbed it into the machine here. And I got 20 psi of, about 19-20 psi of oxygen going to be going through this, and going to just stuff it into the hose there and seal it that way and have it going into the machine. And we're going to be welding with pure oxygen. So just to show you here, go ahead and crack that valve on here, and you can see we're definitely playing with some oxygen. Let's get to welding with some oxygen and see what happens. I got that valve on all the way. Gonna stuff it in. Did not mess with these welder settings at all. I don't think it's going to really matter on this one. I'm going to get all the stuff out of that line, so I'm going to smooth that trigger. Bleed it out real good, make sure we get some good oxygen in there. And then I got a piece of wire for TIG welding. Wish me luck. Looking really good. You ever seen that guy that bought a welding machine that never knew what he was doing and said he could weld, but well, I give up. I think I'm wasting some wire on this one. Well, I know I am, but it's absolutely fantastic. About learning experience here. And that's the best I could do. Man, I think I need some practice. Well, I really do hope you all enjoyed the video, and stay tuned. All right, time to critique my stuff. I know I'm out of practice, that's for sure. But check this out here. We're going to compare. You get those people that say CO2 causes so much splatter and it's dirty and causes issues, and everything was prepped the same. Remember that. So we're going to compare the splatter. I did not use any wire brush, no scraping, no nothing to clean any of this off. I mean, you can see little tiny BBs here and there. Now let's get into the mixed gas. So you can see the BBs here and there and there. And well, I mean, really, does it matter? Does it? Well, it does matter. Like I said, the heat and everything is different when it comes to CO2 and mix, and adjusting wire speeds and etc. Could definitely fine tune my welds. But get into the argon, and this was definitely a hard weld puddle to control. It had a lot of undercutting, things like that. You can see there. And I promise you, underneath that, if I were to x-ray that, I'm willing to bet there's a lot of bubbles. Oops. Well, gosh darn. I guarantee you there's a lot of bubbles going on, maybe underneath, and a lot of issues going on with that one, possibly. But will it hold? I mean, well, it'll hold something, but I don't know what it'll hold. Now, let's get into this one. Oxygen, we all know that ain't going to happen. Hardly ever, because it's pretty hard to hook those fittings up and all that. And I think JB Weld will hold better than this. So if that's what your welds look like, you either are running no gas, oxygen, which is dang near impossible, or, well, you just need a lot more practice like I do. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. All right, so this is just a little bonus. Now, of course, before I welded the argon on there or anything, so nothing's on the back side. My dad would always, judge us as much on the front on the back as he would on the front, because the back told a very, very good story, to him. And well, you see, we're going to start with the CO2, and I'll set this other one down so I have both hands there. So you can see there, and I didn't want to adjust the wire settings. I don't want to sit here and try to make it, But you can see on the back side what kind of story to me it tells. So you can see nice and even. And then I did something there. Something bothered me, and then I fell off the shelf a little bit. Something happened. My heat started going, down a little bit. Possibly due to this beam right here. And if you flip it around, you'll see that I was welding this way. And you can see where that little drop is right there. So even though you kind of glance at it this way real quick and you look at it, it may look okay, but the back is really where it tells a lot of the story with the heat signatures, things like that. So more than likely, I just got a little uncomfortable, welding on that beam, and just dropped down the edge just slightly, ever so slightly. We're gonna go ahead and show you the mixed gas. You can see there, it's nice and even. Again, didn't adjust the wire speed or nothing, and I should when I go to the mixed gas and things like that. So before the argon was welded on, so you can see there, nice and even. And again, little, that's where I start to get a little uncomfortable. More than likely due to that beam, and it's just something I don't notice, while I'm doing it, because I'm so trying to focus on getting that weld. So, well, hope you enjoy this little bonus, and hit that little thumbs up. As always, peace.